Дамы и господа, я там людей в зал приглашаю, здесь, оказывается, уже стульев нет. And as I told, I'm inviting so many people to the hall that there are no more chairs, for which I'm sorry about, but I think we have quite enough space. So, with sincere pleasure, I'm here to announce the B2B companies panel, Navigating Shape Needs of Global Belarusian Businesses. Let's give them the warm welcome. Maksim, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dmitry. Thank you. It's good to see so many familiar faces in this hall, and also from February this year. And let's talk about B2B. Let me represent this fine group of individuals on the stage. Modesty aside, starting from myself, I'm Maksim Salahub. I'm partner at international law firm Sorainen. My specializations are mergers and acquisitions, corporate advice, protection of intellectual property, startup exits, and all kinds of unusual engagements with clients. And next to me is Maryia Lemiaza. She is Chief Executive Officer of international company SMAR Global. This is the outsourcing group operating in several jurisdictions, which happen to be most popular among Belarusian business. Then we have one person from the other side of B2B. That's Zhuk of EPAM, a legal director for CIS and Central and Eastern Europe region. And we have Shoub, director of ALMAagency, design. And we have Andrii Derkach, co-founder of the business incubator with the name which I like a lot, Freedom Business Area. And we have, the last but not the least, Shkut, a business development director and investment banker with the international investment company EXANTE. So, intro done. Let's start with the first warm-up question, and I will address it to Maryia. Maryia, so you've been working outside Belarus for a while, and in the past 3-4 years, how has the need for and expectations from external B2B providers changed, in your view?
Yeah, thank you, Maksim, and hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be there. So from my point of view, in the last 3-5 years, we have observed a significant shift in our client awareness and maturity. Business becomes more complex. Clients, so for example, previously it was consultations focused on some initial steps like setting up the company, some basic understanding of Polish regulations. But now, however, our clients, they make some challenges for us. For example, they're asking about building a structure around the world, navigating tax residency requirements, especially now double taxation agreements changes, and in many countries tax rules are changing. That's why businesses, they reach new level of certification, demanding from us more deeper, much deeper and strategic view on their processes. So I'm looking forward for new hard tasks on new challenges from our clients.
Sorry, Maryia,
oh, excuse me.
I will keep the microphone. It lets me keep the sense of control, which I enjoy a lot. Could you use this second microphone, Sergey, please?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, I would probably echo Maryia. I agree that internal expertise of clients is growing. Like 3-4 years ago, probably level of expertise was either unexisting or very low, and doesn't relate only to Poland, but majority of Central European countries for sure. And 3-4 years ago, we had lots of emergency cases. Everybody probably knows about it. And that time, clients were quite tolerant towards delays, sometimes even mistakes from a vendor's side. I don't think this is the case anymore. So the expectations or requirements towards quality are growing and complexity is growing. At the same time, routine tasks are being moved to internal, in-house right now. This is my observation right now.
So you're getting busier?
kind of unless team is growing, yeah. So depending, but yeah, the complexity of tasks is growing, and this allows to develop better, higher level of expertise of vendors for sure. More interesting work.
Okay, Alex Shoub.
Hey everyone. We see for last 2 years that behavior of our customers changed a lot. Some of them who used to do some process on their side now prefer to outsource not just tasks but projects or even departments on us. So we feel it as business wants to do business. They want to focus on their core activity, and they prefer not to spend time on the parts of the work they don't fully understand.
Okay, interesting. A partner of mine, one of his key takeaways from recent Nordic Business Forum in Helsinki was, which he brought to partnership meeting of my firm back in October, was the business of business is business. And he kept repeating this, and we were like, yeah, this is really, and it had an angle. I mean, it sparkled some discussion. With the second question, let's start from the right side. Alexander Shkut, what's, in your opinion, and in your business also, what's the best value for the B2B provider to deliver value to the client?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for the question. I can talk about this as an individual who represents the brokerage company. So I can share some expectations from clients regarding financial institutions. So Western banking system is unexpectedly undeveloped in comparison with the former CIS countries. For example, bankings do not have modern application, they don't have client-oriented compliance, and it starts more harder and harder to talk with a real person. So the key takeaways which clients anticipate from the financial institutions is a dedicated account manager who can resolve all the issues, 24/7 technical support with a real person, not just bots, as well ability to work globally without territory limitations when companies expand for a new business. And last but not least, many financial institutions try to charge the highest possible commissions from the client. So they try to sell the most marginal product and not the product which in demand of the client. To maintain the long-term relationships with the client, it's really important to follow the highest ethical standards in the industry.
Okay.
Thanks.
Andrii, how do business incubators deliver value?
First of all, good afternoon for all of guests. Hello. So we are proud to be here today and proud to be become a partner of this conference. We on the market more than around the 3 years, and in our company we are making a customer development with our clients each 6 months. So in one time in year we make it the deep customer development, and we have a strong knowledge and good experience in payroll, for example, in tax optimization. And we know our clients, also big players, for example, our big partner eSoft, they wants to make a trustworthy with B2B companies first of all. And after this, they want to get in one place the high service and get the more than just the payroll, for example, or tax optimization. We also deliver to client relocation. It's like an asset for his workers. Also credit brokerage, as my colleague, legal support, marketing support, and residency assistance. So
Okay, so it's a full service approach.
yes,
One-stop shop.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
It's gives value to the clients.
Okay.
We know about this.
Okay. Well, Alex, in design industry,
Actually,
your clients must be especially demanding.
Of
I
course,
know.
we are design agency, but firstly, we're business people. We're not just a team of creatives professionals. So we developed a unique approach that we call creative troubleshooting. We use in-depth interviews with our customers to understand what they need and to help them to figure out for themselves what their requires are. And we're not trying to do what they ask us for, but we're trying to bring them results. And we call this troubleshooting.
Okay, creative troubleshooting and super close listening to the clients and focusing on results, of course.
And it works for us really well. We are sure about it.
Okay, Sergey, you're dealing with various providers in like 17 countries and beyond on behalf of probably the biggest Belarusian IT company. So what's your take on the issue?
Well, legal's always taking care of troubleshooting, of course, right? Yeah, well, we are at the end of the year, so you're talking about value from a legal perspective, from, well, somewhat consultant perspective is the end of the year is just extension of internal team, which is overloaded. It already brings value, certainly. If you're talking about periods of just slightly normal load, I would say that high level of expertise and faster turnaround is what is bringing value for sure. I mean, I think it's also self-explainable. It's in short term. In longer term, I would say that industry knowledge is important, at least for legal consulting in general, finance too, because this kind of knowledge, knowledge of industry specific, allows to track legislation changes, for example, or business practices changes, and to provide heads up to customer, kind of covering back of the client to tell him something in advance to get prepared for the changes, which sometimes internal team is not able to do. And besides that, I would also say about technological excellence. So teams like mine are expecting that providers, vendors will be developing their own approaches and will advise on how to do work in a more technological, sufficient way to reduce their time expenditures and increase quality for sure.
Okay, expertise, industry expertise, dynamics, availability, responsiveness, efficiency, also using technology. This is how I could sum up what you have just said. That's to all the B2B providers out there in the hall. Maryia.
Yeah. So since we are focusing on long-term relationship with our client, in my point of view, to deliver value to the client is partnership approach is really essential. So we try to build relationship like partners, so trust, so mutual trust, and focusing on a result is crucial. But you know, if client expects and the providers just makes him happy without collaborative efforts, yeah, that I think it's very important. So it sounds like unrealistic. So basically, I do believe, and our company, we focus that a provider should be trusted, of course, and it should be common understanding of the result. You are not able to bring value if, you know, vision of the result is different between provider and the client. That's why our approach is partnership, trust between us and client, and of course, common understanding of the result that we are trying to achieve together.
Okay, so it's about letting the customer know and feel that you're with them for a long time, for a long perspective.
Yeah, but many times I'm expected, for example, oh, you have not returned VAT for us. Like, wow, another client told, no, I don't want to have like tax inspection. Are you crazy? What VAT return do you want to do for us? Like, so see, but that's why clients are different.
Yeah. Okay, and and communicate, talk, communicate,
of course,
communicate honestly, openly.
Yeah.
This is where the value in the relations comes from.
Always should be honest. If we are not able to do it, I will tell that we are really not able. If we fake, sometimes we make fails, like everyone, I hope. Maybe not only me, I'm not sure, but I make mistakes, sometimes. And try not, but, I'm just a woman.
Okay, there are always, clients with which you very soon after starting the work, you understand that there will be no long-term relationship. Would you be honest to tell them that and terminate?
Yes, I do. I do. Several times I did that. That if I see that it's not going to be a long-term relationship and we are have different values, I will not be able to provide service for such clients. Is this true? And I'm really proud that most of our clients work with us more than for 10 years, So
okay.
Thank you very much.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That was thank you to the clients.
Yeah, thank you, really. Thank you very much for our clients that they work with us.
Super. About technology. Well, recently in my firm, an AI chatbot was launched. It was called Ivar. It had a Latvian name, and we discussed briefly with Maryia before this panel how effective the chatbots can be in consulting business. And so, what technology do you use, and what technology do you find most helpful these days? And is AI of any use already?
Yeah, I think it's really good questions. And if we are talking about Polish market, so here we face some problems. Even if our client manage big data, uploads and downloads information in accounting system, so we work a lot on that because regular one accounting program doesn't allow to do that. IE. So one of our IT client created for us IE chatbot. The name is SMAR Fairy.
Smart Fairy, okay.
Smart Fairy, she's very beautiful.
So is she doing fairy things? Or?
Yeah, something like that.
Magic.
Yeah, and she enables to replies to our client very quickly, so we're still testing, but she use information from our smart support center. She's not like working everywhere in the internet and provide our clients with quick replies. So she is also always like go to our support center. If there is no any answer in this smart support center, she will notify clients that sorry, I can't reply. Okay. Please contact your manager.
It doesn't go into hallucinations.
No.
Okay, good. Well, you sound more happy than myself with our Ivar, so far at least. Okay, Sergey and I are lawyers. The mic. Sergey and I are lawyers, and recently in Vilnius over lunch we had a discussion of the AI-based technology in Terale, which could be helpful both to legal advisors and in-house counsel. And what's your experience, or what's your outlook into the future?
Yeah, everybody right now is focused on AI tools, of course. Well, speaking for legal things, I observe usage with respect of contracts drafting, contracts review, preparation for court proceedings, and due diligences. For me, quite unexpectedly, but yeah. With respect of contract drafting, my view is that it's fairly valuable, especially for simple ones, for sure. Contracts review doesn't look good right now at all. Court proceedings is fine with respect of facts search, but not for legal preparation and
search of
preparation.
facts to prepare evidence for court hearing.
I would say it's better for finding the facts, finding some information, rather than for interpretation and for preparing the position. And for due diligences, I've seen already at least several transactions where due diligence were conducted primarily by AI. Expectedly, this related to transactions with low dollar value and respectively risks, and when the number of documents, when the volume was big. So it was, I think, quite a reasonable business decision to rely on AI rather than on human, whose hours would be quite more expensive for sure. Yeah, so this is where we are standing, and my view is that number of such due diligences will be growing. As long as business will see that, yeah, due diligence went fine, no risks were disclosed like after 1 to 3 years after it, and they will be braver for future transactions, and it will be becoming more popular and popular. Unfortunately for human lawyers.
Well, a very meaningful look in my direction. Yeah, indeed. The legal due diligence, for those of you who maybe do not know, this is basically a thorough legal check, audit, legal audit of a company, normally before sale by the buyer. So this is the basically work related to reviewing tons and tons and hundreds and thousands of pages of documentation. And this is indeed where AI has advanced already quite noticeably. In creative business, Alex, what's your favorite technology?
Actually, I want to tell you about AI in design. I have an interesting opinion that could be unpopular, because in design, AI doesn't work. I even had an article this year about it on DevBuy. Yeah, thank you.
AI doesn't work for design.
For design, yeah,
Come on.
it can do the beautiful pictures, but it can't solve the problems of business. But design, if you know, the design means not only visual part of it, if we are talking about international interpretation of the word design. So if we are talking about international version of the word design, it means create something, to solve something, to develop something. We are not talking about the visual part, but the AI still understands the design as a visual part, because it's unable to solve the business tasks that connected to visual, to design, not only visual part of design.
Okay, do you think you're safe from AI taking over other aspects, other layers of design which you have just spoken about?
Actually, it depends on what you as a design agency or as a designer think about yourself, because we're not thinking about design as just visuals, because as I told you, we're trying to go to troubleshooting to solve the business problems with design. We're not trying to make the business look beautiful. We're trying to help them to achieve more money.
Okay.
Because every time business, it's about money.
Okay. Good. Andrii, technology powering business incubators. What tech are you using?
For us, automation also with AI already brings value to clients, because it helps us to more speed processing, for example, data, for example, business processing or communication. So it's bring it value to our clients. It also can be and can give the allows to the personalized service to the clients. You know, also we in a company we're using the ChatGPT. It's preparing and figured out all the tasks, and also we have planning to the next year buy the course and IE consulting for our team to how to create the prompts, for example, and how to figure out the tasks much more faster. Thank you.
Okay, Alexander. Now about the money. You advise clients on investments, how to use the money, and how to make the best use of their money. What technology do you use, or at least what's the most helpful one?
Thank you. From my point of view, there are still unfounded hype in the field of AI. After all, AI is not artificial intelligence at the moment, but just the databases made on basis of machine learning. So obviously, financial advisors uses AI in or ChatGPT or some other based on machine learning tools to make a research, but it's not possible to replace financial advisor with such tool to properly allocate assets among various assets classes.
Is it about ultimate assessment of risks or profitability, return on investment?
Because it's at the moment it's just a bit more complex stuff just to do it through automated processes. So we can eliminate very basic manual work, but to do a mosaic of the results of the research, it's only possible to do with a human. And as for other technologies, we also record a high demand for API. It's when companies, not even big, but small one, want to integrate some solutions and interaction with the financial institutions in own infrastructure and not use ready-to-use platforms. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Next question. Every once in a while, we need support in the countries where we are not present, or which we sometimes even hear for the first time about. I mean, as jurisdictions, as destination for investment or expansion of business of our clients. And Maryia, when you face such situations, you need to hire a provider in a foreign country, or maybe also from the client side when you're hired outside your country of residence. Which criteria, which principles apply?
Yes, it's really great questions. So in my book, Outsourcing Art of Delegation, I go in depth on selecting providers, but there are actually three main factors that I would like to recommend to use, and from my point of view is very important. First one, it should be trusted advisors. So you should get recommendations, and get recommendations from someone who working in your field. You can't get UIT company, you can't get recommendation from, for example, I don't know, some construction company, it would be not the same. So trusted advisor. Second is that it should be really good understanding of the scope of services and the price. And you as a client should really good understand how the price changes if the scope of services is changing. And the last but not the least, it's very important before signing any agreement with potential provider to understand how you are going to terminate the contract and how your data will come back to you like in-house or to deliver in another provider. It's really essential to discuss with potential provider how you will divorce.
Trust the word of mouth, recommendations from the industry, and think of how to step out and protect your data, first and foremost. Sergey, you are facing such situations very often. And so how do you do this?
You can also name three factors: expected quality, price, and speed, right? Everybody would expect this. As for the process of taking the choice, it's I would say typically I would start from getting the branded company with the best reputation. Either if we're talking about legal firms, there are widely published ratings. rankings and some recommendations from companies that you already work with for a long time, especially important for a long time. So the second thing will be to check pricing, but certainly this is not the first factor. And well, after that, it's checking the seniority of the team, capacity of the team, communication maturity. Well, if it's possible to get at least some sort of some sense of expertise level. If we're talking about new country, new jurisdiction, it's very hard, but still, sometimes it's still doable. After developing some internal expertise, every company, every client is supposed to find better provider, right? I mean, it should be either better qualified or cheaper, so it should be the provider will be either replaced or a second one will be added to the creating a panel of vendors or anything similar to that, or just getting discount from the provider that was chosen first. It's also possible.
Okay, speed, quality, price. Understood. Alex.
For us, it's important to understand how professional the provider is. Also, it's important to us to understand his flexibility in business processes. And what's last but not least, it's important to share the same vibe as we have. Because
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about our values. Because it's of course, it's connected somehow to what Maryia said about partnerships, because nowadays it's super difficult to work just alone, because if you are in the market, you have to cooperate with other businesses to bring the value. Of course, yeah, I'm totally agree with it, but in Belarus, it was super easy to be visible. But when all we got to other countries, our social capital was wiped. Maybe not
a challenge,
totally.
yes.
Maybe not totally, but partly. And it's easier to create new connections, to new business connections, to cooperate with yourself to bring the new value to your customers. And at the same time, it's important to be visible, to go public. Not to today to do the great job, it's not enough anymore. You have to be where your client is, and you have to be visible. You have to be on their
wavelengths. Yeah.
Yep. So be visible, create partnerships, and act proactively, I think.
I understand in terms of rebuilding and developing your network, your social capital, as you mentioned, because yes, this is a challenge for many relocated businesses as well. This is the asset that gets deteriorated when you leave your home jurisdiction, and especially for regulated businesses like accounting services, audit, legal services. So yeah, I hear your pain. Andrii, from the world of business incubators, so how do you choose the providers?
I also agree with my colleagues today on this panel. They bring the values. If you have to be cooperation with other B2B companies and gives the value to the clients. And also, for sure, if you start choosing a new B2B provider for you, you have to know and have to check the transparency of this company, reputation, also the speed and reliability, and also public images. And for example, our experience in our company, we start give the value to the client in the first communication. When we get the data from the client, so we just call back, and in the first second step, we just give it the really valuous consultation, because in today each of us, we are try to save our time and not waste, you know. So in the first step, you have to give it the value information and support. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay. Well, next questions will be about the money. To Alexander, I will have a special question about clients have been wanting more for less for many years already, and this is something that is constantly discussed in partnerships of the law firms, in the boardrooms, and also the death of the billable hour and so on and so forth in our industry. And what are the pricing models or pricing approaches preferred? Say by the customer of the B2B provider. So the question first to Sergey. What's your favorite pricing model? Is it billable hour or something else?
Favorite pricing model is probably pre-sales stage when provider is sharing expertise for free. Hourly rate is obviously.
I work with this guy.
Preferred because EPAM is not paying, right? So hourly rate is obviously preferred by vendors. It's not very good for client. Well, not bad, but in big in arrangements for sure, it's not the preferred approach. Fixed fee certainly, which has been practiced. Success fee, subject to regulatory limitations. Not always it's legal to agree on success fee. We are practicing some kind of budget arrangements, so like capped hourly arrangement, but I wouldn't say
capped by hours, by number of hours.
Dollar value, I don't think it's a big difference, but yeah, it's supposed to save clients money, but in 99%, they're all such kind of arrangements that turned out into a fixed price. So I don't remember seeing any vendor who came and said, "Oh, actually, we haven't spent the whole budget here. It's like we spent like 2 times less." Almost always, like the whole budget is spent. But it's more successful in terms of big projects, which are more predictable. If you're talking about any litigation, when we understand the volume is big from one perspective, but still there is some prediction of predictability of volume for vendor who can say, yeah, we are happy to limit the budget, and after that, still the number of hours and price can be lower than budget. Yeah, pretty much this.
Yeah, basically, I hear about expecting the high level of control over your legal budget, which is what we hear from many local in-house counsel. But additional question to you still, which may be relevant to other B2B providers. Would you be open to satisfaction fee, which would be not a success fee, but a discretionary fee? For example, you close a transaction, and you have a preliminary agreement that you might tip your provider. Of course, if regulatory framework permits that, pay additional fee at your discretion based on how satisfied you are with the outcome. Would you be open to such model?
Can't say that this has been discussed or this was ever discussed. I mean, we have such kind of discussions, not from in legal field, maybe in some broader discussions, like output-based or outcome-based fee. However, it's very hard to measure satisfaction, right? It's a primary difficulty.
Either there or it's not. Of course, there are different colors and degrees. Yeah.
My take would be that it's well, of course we can think of this, but I don't think this is something that is on the desks and is going to be practiced widely. So, but of course we, like all companies, may want to try this. I think it's always also a matter of relationship, right? If you're talking about the longer-term relationship and parties know each other for 5-10 years, yeah, it's probably more realistic.
Okay. Maryia, then to the other side, to the side of the services provider. So, Maryia, what do clients expect of you? What they are demanding now as compared to what Sergei has just explained?
Yeah, actually, our pricing model here in Poland a little bit different that we have, for example, in Belarus.
What's the difference?
The difference is that in Belarus, for example, everyone expected it's hour-based rate, and sometimes our clients prefer have some
Purely hourly,
purely
hourly rate.
Based level. If, for example, you have like I don't know $20 per month, if you have more transactions, more time spent, it would be 500 per month or something.
You must be speaking
like
of accounting services now.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I am accountant. Yeah, I'm talking about accounting services, and it's long terms. I just would like to emphasize that we work for more than 1 year, nevertheless. With our clients, and in Poland, our price depends on number of transactions and the number of employees our client has. Okay. It's like first model, but if the client is big, sometimes we practice absolutely another way of pricing, and we absolutely flexible to agree with client how the price will be. Sometimes we use KPI, and basically in accounting, KPI can be set. For example, if it's early closing, like first day of each month, doesn't matter if it's weekend or something like that, you need this closing, and we do that. Of course, client tell us, okay, some 10% more, for example, payment, because its processes should be organized in a different way, something like that. And sometimes we, with some of our clients, have penalties. It's like another side of KPI. So if some of us
penalties on you.
On us, and sometimes sometimes we paid penalties, to our clients. Hate this, but how it is, and why?
Part of the pricing model. Okay.
Yeah, it's our price. With some big clients, it's like price of our model. For example, if we make some mistakes, and when you have like payroll for 2,000 employees, sometimes
mistakes are
we are
unavoidable.
people, right? So, and in our model with client is that we pay penalties for our mistakes, and the amount of penalties depends on what mistakes we made, why we made, and how, for example, to prevent it in the future. So it's like really big, great job with our client. I do love this when a client help us not to make mistakes. Yeah.
You do debriefs.
Yeah, debrief every time. So, and sometimes we also receive success fees, but often it's on our tax projects. When, for example, we, prepare some case for taxes, and we know that our client will save taxes. We do it not like auditors. Auditors is not allowed. Certified auditors is not allowed to receive success fees. I can lose my license, but for some cases we can. That's why, sometimes we also. So basically, it depends on the size of our client, the type of services we provided, and if it's allowed based on local legislation. So, yeah.
Alex, how do you price design services?
Actually, after 2 crises in a row, we see that customers often ask for fixed pricing model. We prefer time and material pricing model, but when you're in the market, you have to be flexible, as you understand. But if you're good enough in what you do, you can introduce your own pricing models. So we try to stick to hybrid pricing models like time and material with a strict budget or with price ranges. And we see this works, at least for us.
Amazingly similar to legal services, I would say. So, and question, probably one of the last ones to Alexander Shkut about the money. Maybe might sound a bit an off topic, but still, it's also a B2B service, and you're helping IT business invest its profits. So, what does the IT business now favor in terms of investment? What are the trends? What are the observations?
Yeah, thank you. It's a very relevant question for me because currently more than 100 million euro was invested with my help from my clients, and most of them are from the IT. It's high net worth individuals who is founders of the IT companies or senior management. So I am aware of how they build their portfolios. For example, people who do not invest in conventional assets usually have just shares of own IT company where they work, and as well at the moment some crypto assets. What the problem with these portfolios is a lack of diversification. So if it's a downshift in the economy, these assets have high correlations, very risky, the amount of portfolio decrease. So, and of course, people who diversify among traditional assets, they have in a portfolio ETF funds on a board market indices such as S&P 500 and bonds, and this strategy give more confidence about future wealth, and in recent years give up to 20% of annual return. So diversification is a key of success.
And a better risk leverage, as I hear. Okay, well, thank you. I'm sure, well, you'll have an opportunity to ask additional questions to Alexander or any other participant of the panel during the breaks and during the rest of today, maybe over beers in the evening. Otherwise, I just thank the participants and good luck in propelling your customers forward, and yeah, it's in this difficult environment, which also offers many new opportunities. Good luck and thank you.